Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Depends on where you're watching or listening or what time you choose to watch and or listen. My name is DJ Shirley, I'm the owner of Speak Loud Group. We're a full-service digital advertising and marketing agency that also offers coaching and consulting for business owners. We're based in North Texas. We serve clients all over the place. And we coach clients all over the place. So I'm happy to be back. Another podcast. We're driving again today. So if you hear some road noise or things like that, that is exactly what it is. We have found more and more that this is easier to ensure we get it done. Dedicating time to be at the home office setup or the office setup to make sure all the cool microphones and things are there and the ideas thought out. That's great, and I love doing those. And when there is time to do those things. But there's not always time to do those things, and it will be less frequent. So this is kind of what you're getting today. Today, I want to give you something that I feel is fairly simple, short and sweet, to the point. Is I want to give you a roadmap for creating better content on your social media channels. I'll try to give you some best practices kind of along the way. A lot of what I bring to you guys is either things that we're coaching on, we're teaching on, we're doing ourselves, but actual applications. Like, this is not maybe you should try this and see if it works. This is things that we have tried and tested and tell others to do because we know it works. Would never bring you something. And if I did, I would tell you, hey, it's just something we're hearing. This is a trend that we're seeing and that we're playing with. I would let you know. I would tell you for sure. But when it comes to social media, I think number one, what you have to start with is measure expectations. Social media, organic social media. And when I say social media, I mean every platform that you can think of: Meta, Facebook and Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, LinkedIn, YouTube. I think I said TikTok. Any of those platforms. Google My Business profile as well, I would include in that category. So when I say content for social media, I mean content for all of those platforms. But we're going to talk about something very specific here briefly, and it's my highest, most impactful tip that I can give you. But I think it's important with social media, with organic social media, that you measure your expectations because the algorithm is very real. If you have no business page, if you rely on your personal profile as your personal brand, makes things a little bit easier to a certain degree, but the algorithm is going to always be working against you. So in the beginning, let's say you are posting right now, it's either Canva graphics or some photos here and there, you are not getting likely a lot of views. You're likely not getting any or very little engagement in terms of comments or shares. It may be the same people that are engaging with it regularly. Maybe it's employees, maybe it's friends, family members, things like that. Any shift or change you make, maybe in frequency, that you were posting 2 or 3 times a week, now you're making it a regular scheduled 4 to 5 posts a week. You may see a small uptick in the amount of engagement or reach that you have with those particular posts. Typically, you will see the more that you can do, the more likely you are to get in front of people, and the more likely you are to have people engage with that content. And you also never know when that piece of content is going to hit at just the right moment and the right time, or resonate with the right people. And it happens in an instant. You make a post that most of the time, you will have maybe a video or a post that you think is just like, man, this is like the sauce. Like, this is everything. This is exactly what we do and how to do it. And this will help people save money, or to help people be more productive, or whatever it may be, whatever problem that you solve in your business. And it falls flat. And it's discouraging. I want to encourage you to not be discouraged. Is that same post, if you made it again at a different day, a different time, at midnight or whatever it may be, you may see 10 times the engagement, 10 times the reach. It wasn't always that the post was not necessarily right. I will say for the most part, when we get into higher level kind of consulting and people are like killing it, they're doing 15, 20 posts a week, and they're like, why does some of this do well, or some of it doesn't do well, or why does none of our stuff do well? The usual simple and professional answer is that their stuff sucks, for lack of better terms. It's just they're trying to do the right things, but they're approaching it with the wrong strategy. And they more or less need our help in a content strategy standpoint than it is like coaching or consulting on anything else. Is they just need to create better content. So I'm going to try to give you a little bit of framework. Is that so? In the beginning, and I'm going to adopt a little bit of like a Hormozy principle here. Is like in the beginning, it's more of what you're currently doing. And so if you're doing nothing, then that means you need to start doing something. You need to start creating content to go out on your social media. From there, if you're doing 1 to 3 posts a week or a couple posts every couple weeks, it needs to be more. You need to do more of the thing that you're already doing. Once you have crossed that bridge with consistency and with discipline, then you can go from now you're at 5 or 8 posts a week. Then I have no problem integrating something new, because we want to find out what your audience is going to respond to, what type of content. Is it humorous, not humorous? Is it informational? Is it educational? Is it teaching? Is it facts and figures? What is it that your audience is going to respond to? So there's a measure always of social media and even ads that are testing and refining and determining what variables check those boxes. So that will always be a thing. But I do not want you just shotgun approach. We don't do the same thing twice. We tried posting review spotlights. We tried posting service spotlights, employee celebrations. We did that 3 times, didn't get any interaction. So we're moving on to the next thing. We're posting cartoon videos. Well, that didn't work. So now we're going to, you've got to stick with something long enough to determine if it actually is viable or not. And then once you have done that consistently, 6, 8, 12 weeks, and you can go and now actually have something to look at. Which pieces of this content did actually perform the best over a consistent period of time? And now what do we want to layer in next? What do we want to remove? What do we want to keep? What do we want to double down on? Then you make that determination. So that's the initial, is like you need to be doing more of what you're currently doing. If it's nothing, it's very easy to do more. If you're already doing several, then you need to be doing more. And then only after that, a consistent period, a quarter, can you then sit back and go, we're going to switch it up, we're going to change it, we're going to layer in something new. I don't mind you doing more along that way. So let's say you're looking at a quarter, then you're like, we went from doing 1 to 2 posts a week to now we're doing 2 to 4, and I want to do something new. Pause. I don't mind you going from 1 to 2 to 2 to 4 or 4 to 8, but stay in the same train. I don't mind you mixing some things in here and there, but to completely abandon the strategy before you have been able to determine if it is effective or not is a recipe for disaster. So I want you to stick with it. That's number 1, is be consistent, be dedicated to doing it. I understand it can be somewhat time consuming. You can get lost in your own thoughts and trying to figure out what do we want to do and how do we want to do it. Do not be your own roadblock. Do the thing. One of the folks that I have gleaned from in the past that is local to us, she would make a statement that done is better than perfect, and I would align with that. I would say the first step is you doing it. The first step is you doing it and saying it is done and getting it posted and putting it out there. At a certain point, will you shift from quantity to quality? To a certain degree. The quantity still needs to be there. I would still venture to say keep doing more, but then at a certain point you will shift to what is performing the best and how do we make it better? Do we improve video quality? Maybe not the most important. Cell phones do a fantastic job nowadays. Do we improve audio? I like audio. I like having crisper audio, and there are solutions out there now like the clips and things that I wear for some of these videos. Fairly inexpensive, make the audio a little clearer, cut out some of the background noise as much as possible, just as distracting. Can we up editing? Can we add captions, do those things? Sure, but that is all down the road once you have proven the concept and you understand what works and is effective for your business. Now, moving on to the actual execution, because this is usually where the question comes in. Is it YouTube videos? Is it long format? Is it 45 minutes long? Is it, what is it? Is it short little funny clips that are vertical and all those things? Well, number 1, yes to all of those. If you have the ability to do all of those, I will give you a perfect example. It's this podcast itself. We film this long format video. Sometimes they're 20 minutes long, sometimes they're 40 minutes long. But we film this entire, what we have turned into kind of our own podcast, and then we cut it up into micro clips. We take some of the things that are said or the conversations that are had if we have a guest, and we cut those up into little micro clips, and then those are posted as reels and shorts. That is a great example. So if you can do that, then absolutely. If you have enough worth talking about to do something like this where it's a longer format video and then you can cut it up, it gives you your additional short content. So it's awesome. But here's in short, here's my suggestion to you. If you go, DJ, what is the one thing that if we could do this, it would be the best thing that we did on social media? And it would be creating short vertical videos. When I say short, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, sometimes shorter, not really much longer, short video clips. And I would be willing, if I was a betting man, I'd be willing to venture and to say that you will double your reach in a very short period of time. If you're reaching 500 people, there is no reason, if you started doing a couple of these shorter vertical format videos and started posting those instead of like a Canva graphic or a simple photo, you will double your reach in a very short period of time. There's several reasons why. Number one is that it is what the algorithm likes. That's plain and simple. There's a little bit of an underlying reason why the algorithm likes those things. TikTok is and has been the fastest growing social media platform in the history of social media platforms. And because of that, Meta, Facebook and Instagram are chasing that format. They're like, well, we have vertical videos too. You should do it over here as well. If you're posting it on TikTok, it should be here as well. And I agree. I like omnipresence. I would like to have my content everywhere that it could possibly be in that format. So Meta, Instagram, and Facebook are prioritizing those that and rewarding those that will post that vertical, short format, short length content. So if you are only posting to TikTok, you are losing out. Because you have, my expression I like to use is be where your customers and ideal clients are. A good portion of you have potential clients on Facebook and Instagram as well as TikTok. I would say TikTok is predominantly a younger crowd. So if you appeal to a younger crowd, then you may do even better. Meta is probably your oldest crowd, whereas Instagram kind of meets somewhere in the middle. But that goes, like I'm saying, you may have clients in all of those brackets. Just because they are 20 years old doesn't mean they don't want my product. And just because they are 45 or 50 doesn't mean they don't necessarily want my product. If you have an absolute hard stop, then that would be one of those one-off conversations that we might have of maybe it's not the most effective for you to be on all of these platforms. But in a general sense or a general statement, every business should be on every platform that they can be on. So short vertical format videos, that's reels, that is shorts. The difference, what is the difference between reels and shorts? Reels are what Instagram and Facebook call them. YouTube, they call it YouTube Shorts, but it is the same thing. It is a vertical format video, and it is where, like I said, this video itself, this is a large format video. We're shooting it horizontal. It's a traditional landscape style video. It's longer in length, but then when it is cut up, it is going to crop right about, trying to get it lined up right about in here, and it's going to be a vertical format video. We shoot them that way intentionally because it gives us two pieces of, I say two pieces, it gives us 15 pieces of content, because we'll cut this video up into 10 or 12 different reels or shorts, but then we also have the larger format video that will go out as well. All of it going on YouTube, it's SEO rich, like all those things are all great things for us and can be great things for you too. But in short, the one thing that you can do, I'm mentioning shoot long format video and all that, that's a freebie. But in short, the lowest hanging fruit for you, the one that could cause the most immediate impact, would be for you to shoot vertical format videos. And you may go, but what do I shoot? Everything. The shortest answer, everything. Number one, the things that you find boring or not important or not informational about your business, other people do not know. They're not in your business every single day. If you are an insurance agent, they do not know what goes into creating a quote. If you are a financial planner, they do not know what goes into like researching different, and I'm not going to pretend to know about financial planning, that's why I pay people, but understanding different portfolios and how different stocks perform and historical data, and how do you come to that determination, how do you determine where this amount of money goes and that amount of money goes. They don't know the things that we know every single day. It's just like me sitting here talking about organic social media. Not everyone knows these things. They're scrambling trying to figure out that answer on their own. But if I can give them some information, if I can give them some education to where they can then go execute on that thing, whether they'll ever be a client of mine or not is unknown. But I give myself a chance that now they do know who I am and what I do, and then I have some knowledge in the space. So if they are someone that's like, hey, I hear everything you're saying, but we're actually a company that has the resources and finances to just hire someone to do this, and we've been looking, and you were so willing to give us that information for free, that we'd love to have a conversation with you. Those things happen and can happen on a regular basis inside of your business. So do not discount or discredit the thing that you do in the day-to-day operations of your business. So I'm going to give you, this is an easy starting point. Don't try to beat yourself up to come up with ideas that are content creation, because you will be sitting back, and we're all inundated by content and different strategies, and some of them are funny and some of them are trendy and some of them are, I have music, I don't have music. And what will wind up happening is you will have all the right intentions, but you will have no action. Is that you'll start maybe even drafting out some notes in your phone about here's this idea, here's that idea. You may start a Google sheet, you may have a spreadsheet with your team on it, and they start dropping some stuff in there. But then you start going through and you start nitpicking, and you start, well, this one's better than that one, we're going to do this one first and that one second. You never get to the execution due to the planning, especially in the beginning. Do I think long term that you need to really think through and what are you going to do and have a, yes, absolutely. I absolutely think that. But in the beginning, to get you started, to do more, then you need to think in terms of documentation. Don't think in terms of creation, think in terms of documentation. Documentation, the difference between the two is documentation is simply creating content from things that are already happening. You record a video of an employee, you're celebrating an employee for hitting a milestone. You're doing a team building exercise. You are building a quote for a client. You are going to a showing as a realtor. You're going to a listing appointment as a realtor. As a marketing advertising person, I'm building out a campaign for this person on Google Ads. I am drafting this new design that we're going to roll out for their landing page. Like, I could document those things because they're already happening. I could be taking phone calls and document some of that and use it as content. I do not have to reinvent the wheel or come up with this elaborate strategy of what video am I going to shoot in different scenes and shots, and it's going to be this angle and that angle, and like all that stuff can come later as you learn to love it and learn how to do it effectively and efficiently, or you hire someone to come do those things. But in the beginning, if you will simply look at documentation, people do not understand how your business operates, the problem that you solve. They haven't painted that picture for themselves. They don't know the things that you know. I like to use the example of my wife has sat and watched videos of people pulling rugs out of dumpsters and cleaning them. No other audio than the pressure washer and the soap and the scrubbing. And yes, there's a payoff or a reward in that video, meaning that she wants to wait and see how awesome does this rug look? Do they make it really look brand new? But there's no other context to that video. There is nothing about here's the inner workings of how we get free rugs and how much we sell them for, and then we go to a flea market, and like there's none of that to it. She probably wouldn't watch it if there was. She is just watching this. It's documentation. They set up their phone while they're doing their job, and they recorded a video that they more than likely sped up. They kept the audio because that's part of the ASMR thing where like you get to hear this crazy close sound of scrubbing and cleaning and pressure washer, and they're just documenting. That's it. They're just simply documenting what they're doing in the moment. And they're putting that content out there and getting hundreds of thousands of views. You can do the same thing. What are you doing inside of your business or your organization every single day? Can you document that? Do you need a tripod that you could set your phone up and record some clips? You could do a simple day in the life of. You don't even need to talk in the thing. You could have it set up to where, like I have in the car, like it's not distracting to me at all. I don't even look at the phone most of the time that we're recording these because I'm driving. If I'm stopped, then sure, I can look over, but I'm driving down the road. My phone is off to the left. It's out of my view. It is just going. Same thing for you. You can have a tripod that is set up. You can get one on Amazon for probably 10 or 20 bucks. You set it up over in the corner. You record. This is me leaving the house. This is me showing up to the office. This is me in my first meeting. This is me taking phone calls. It's showing a day in the life of. If you want to punch it up a notch and you want to make it funny, then you're just like, here's phone call number 743. Here's email number 565. Like, you can add little elements like, oh, and I spilled coffee today. I had to go back to the house and change my shirt. Like, there's little things that you could punch up and make it even more entertaining. But document. Simply document your day, the things going on, how your business works, team meetings, things like that. You can take all the audio out. You don't even need it. Long term, sure. Do you want to show team bonding, growing your team? Do you want to show some of those things where it's like now it becomes a recruiting piece where people are like, that place looks like a fun place to work and you're getting ready to hire, and so you're doing it strategically? Keep the audio on. Everyone's laughing, having a good time, whatever. Do whatever you want there, but I'm saying do not overthink these initial steps. That's where most people stop. They stop and they lack execution and delivering the thing because they're too busy thinking about doing it. They're too busy planning to do it. In the beginning, you have to move past that and go into, I am just going to document the things that are going on. Next step, absolutely move from some of the documentation. If it's doing well for you, don't stop doing it. But that's where we go from more to new. Is that now we are going to have some strategic videos where we are going to do some education. Is like education, teaching, informational, and humorous are like your easiest, lowest hanging fruits when it comes to now we're going to actually draft some ideas, some lines that are going to be said. That's where it's the easiest, lowest hanging fruit. You already know about your business. You already know that if you save people money, you save them headaches, you save them time, you make them not hungry because you feed them, you help with marketing and advertising. You already know the inner workings of your business. You know the value add. You know what you do for people. So for you to simply talk about it and to sit down very quickly, this video, 30 seconds of it could have been, here are the 3 things that you need to do for your social media. Number 1, you need to create reels. You need to document versus content create. You need to shoot it in vertical format video, and you don't need to worry about anything else. You just need to get it done. Like, that could be 30 seconds of like this video that could go out as a reel. Same thing applies to you, is that you can talk about policies, you can talk about deductibles, you can talk about construction, you can talk about demolition, you can talk about you just take that to any business that you are trying to market or advertise. And what are the steps in your process? What happens when you first talk to a client? How do they come in? What happens there? What's the first appointment look like? What's the second appointment look like? Break those down into, how do I say this in 30 seconds? This is how it works. And you can make multi-part series. All of us have seen those. Here's part 1, part A, part B, whatever. You can break that up. You can honestly record that as one video and then just cut it up as you go to save yourself some time. But that is the next layer. Start with documentation and then move into some creation. Is like, we see a video that's going kind of viral, that's a service-based industry, and it's kind of funny. It's not exactly in line with what our client does, but then we will tweak it and go, this is awesome. We like the kind of initial iteration of it, but we're going to tweak it and make it theirs. And that's what we do. We come up with that. We come up with kind of original, brand new ideas all the time. It's kind of our thing. It's what we're, known for or paid for. But then there's also, if there's something that's working and that fits with the business that you can glean from or use, you see it all the time. There'll be some trending audio or a TikTok dance or something like that, and then all these people are recreating it. And they're all getting their own individual views. Not the person who originally did it probably got the most, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, that's what social media is. You can take relevant things that are going on in the world and universe and make your own kind of spin-off of it. I'm not one that likes to go the route of like political or anything like that. It's not a topic that we get on at all, because I just don't feel like it's worth it. I'm not here to convince anybody one way or the other. I'm just here to talk about marketing, advertising, and business. That's what I love to do and what I love to talk about. That is the simple, easy, thing, strategy, whatever you want to call it, that I wanted to bring to you today. It's not something new. I'm not telling you something revolutionary. I'm not telling you something that you probably have not heard already. I'm reiterating and hopefully encouraging you that you have to, number one, make a decision that you're going to do it. There are tools out there that do make certain things a little easier. Metricool is one of those, Metricool. Google it, Metricool. It is a scheduling platform that you can plug in every and all social channel: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, YouTube Shorts, Google My Business. You can even hook your website up to it, where you are able to create like content, whether it's graphics or videos or posts or whatever it may be, and schedule them to all of the platforms at once. Are there little bugs from time to time? And yes, just like any other platform that you've ever been on, there will be some where like, oh, that post, it failed to post to Instagram or whatever. Some of it has to do with API with those platforms, not so much Metricool. It is more the actual platform than it is Metricool's problem. Sometimes it is Metricool's problem. That makes your life a little bit easier. You're not going to TikTok and posting. You're not then going to X to post, then to Meta, and then to wherever else. You can do it inside of one platform to make your life a little bit easier. We are big fans of Metricool. They do not pay me anything to say that. There are others, if you want to pay more money for the same essential software, Hootsuite and different things like that. Maybe a couple of extra features and things like that, but not worth, in my opinion, the price point and how much more they cost. Fun fact about Metricool, for their basic features, unless they've recently changed something, it's actually free for one brand. There'll be certain channels that you may not be able to use. I want to say that Twitter or X is one of them that you cannot post to it unless you have at least like the upgraded version, which is still relatively very inexpensive and cheap to do. But that is my suggestion to all of you. If you want to know, DJ, from your professional opinion across 50 accounts, hundreds of accounts over the lifetime of our agency, like what is something that I could do right now that would immediately give me an increase in viewership, an increase in engagement, it would be create reels. Make short videos, 15 seconds, 20 seconds long, of you either documenting in the beginning. Like I said, keep it simple. Document in the beginning. Use one of the audio tracks that you have in CapCut or anything else. Like if you're wanting to edit it, I would say the easiest way for you to be able to edit it is grab yourself a little subscription to CapCut, throw it inside of CapCut, add captions to it if you're talking. And if you're not talking, grab one of their songs that is available inside of CapCut, export that thing, upload it. Do not spend a ton of time editing it. Do not get fancy. Don't try to get so cute with it, because that's what happens is you will get inside of, say, CapCut or Canva or Adobe Express or full-blown Photoshop, and you want to get cute, and cute is not effective for you in the beginning. Cute cost time and energy, and at the end of the day, it goes back to you never get to the execution because you're stuck in the planning. You never get to the execution because you're stuck in the design. And this is a conversation Laura and I have regularly. She'll be working on something and I'll be like, hey, we've just got to get it done. And she is a perfectionist when it comes to those things. So she's wanting to clean it up and make it better and things like that. And in certain instances, when it comes to, say, organic social media, we just have to get it out. Is there going to be this dramatic difference between these couple of elements that you spent extra time adding and it going up like it is? More than likely not. Now, for something that's print or a presentation or something like that, absolutely. Take some extra time, spend a little bit of extra energy, and make sure that you got it right, especially if it's not something that you're going to be able to correct or tweak or evolve very quickly or rapidly, that you're going to have out in front of other people for an extended period of time. Social media, those posts are going to live for 24 hours, and then no one's probably ever seeing them again. Reels work a little different. That's why you're going to get more engagement on them. Side note, when talking about it working a little bit different, your post, when they go out to your feed, let's say a Canva graphic or a photo you took at an event, it is going out to your immediate audience. What is your immediate audience? It is those people who like and follow your page. And even more so, it's the people that already regularly kind of engage with your page and post. So it's your employees, it's your family, it's your friends. It's not everybody. They're going to test it with a certain percentage. Typically, they're going to test it with the people who are most likely to engage with you or interact with you, and it's those that regularly do. That's why you see the same names and same comments pop up from the same people regularly. If it does well with that initial audience, then it will reach more people. But again, only people that are in your bucket of like and follow on your pages. The only way it gets outside of that is if one of those people that is close to you shares it. If they share it, then it is exposed to that initial percentage of their audience. But again, also still dies very quickly in terms of continuing to reach people. Reels, however, are public in the sense of, you may go, well, DJ, my business page is public. Yes, I understand. But your post that you're making, regular post, they are only being delivered to people who like and follow your page. They are not just out there to the general public, or being served to them is probably the expression I could use. They are out there. Anyone can go find them, but they're not being served or delivered to them in their feed when they're scrolling through. Reels, however, go out into that public reel feed. Most of us are guilty. I know a lot of people that do. Excuse me. They only scroll reels. I mean, TikTok, that's all it is. It's just short videos. You're just going like this, and you're looking for one that resonates with you. For me, it's like business related, marketing, advertising related, golf. Like that is some food. That is my feed at all times. You can change it. I could watch a few dog videos in a row, and then they're going to put dogs in my mix. But that is what people do. And then now your reel is being served to kind of that like audience as they're out there scrolling videos about contracting, insurance, whatever it may be. You have a much higher likelihood that now your video is being delivered to someone that has never heard of you. They've never done business with you. They may be adjacent to you in your immediate area. They might be a town over. They might be in another state. Like obviously you have the likelihood. It is a lot of different people. They could be in another country, especially with TikTok. And so you may not have the ability to do any type of business with them, but it's the view and the interaction that builds you some authority with the next person seeing it. So the ones that I hear, they're like, I don't want to post a TikTok because like half our views are coming from overseas or whatever else, and we don't offer a product that can go overseas. Like I understand the mentality behind that, and you're like, I don't want to spend all the effort and time to be reaching people that can't do business with us. But think along this way. Your video now has more views on it. Your video now has more, say, likes or comments on it. And to the next person that it is delivered to that lives around the corner from you and then sees that you've been interacted with, it tells them that like, maybe I should sit here and watch this for just a second. Maybe this is relevant to me. So I believe, to me, there is a positive for you getting those views that don't matter. So be cautious. Sometimes it's just a mindset shift of thinking that way versus the other way. But that is my lowest hanging fruit for you today, is that if you will make an effort to create 2 to 3 reels a week. And in the beginning, if you want to keep it simple, just simply document what you are doing in your business that week from day to day. It could be one particular piece of your business. It could be a day in the life of, it could be a meeting. It could be whatever you want it to be. It could be a networking thing where there's a bunch of businesses and people are waving at the camera. It could be anything that you want it to be, but just document what is going on. If you start doing that 2 to 3 times a week and posting those to your page, I almost guarantee you will see your viewership, your engagement, maybe not immediately your followers, increase double. I would say more your views and your reach, then your following is not just going to go from 200 to 500 overnight. That's just not the way it works. Most people are going to consume some of your content first, and then consume some more of it, and then consume some more of it, and then go, I want to keep seeing stuff from this person. And then they're going to follow or like the page, and then it goes up. But they will engage with it. They'll watch the video. They might not even do anything on the first one, but you'll get the view. Second one, they may drop a comment, but hey, that was helpful. They may drop a like on the next one or both of them. And you may get trolls. I had one on one of our recent reels that some guy said, just drive, big dog. And cool, man. Hey, if you don't get anything from the video, I know not everybody's going to get something from this video. And not everybody likes that people put themselves out there like that. I don't care. It's not for him, obviously. It's for someone that is actually going to watch this video and go, hey, I'm going to try these things on social media because this guy apparently knows what he's talking about. That's who I hope it's for. My whole reason, I would make a whole lot more money not being on this video right now, if that makes sense to you. I could be taking phone calls. I could be following up with people. I could be in a meeting. I could do whatever. I could do something different with my time driving down the road than make this video. I make this video because can it be potential leads for us of people going, hey, we saw you on this? And absolutely. Does that happen a lot? Not necessarily, from time to time. But the people that do watch this video and then go take action on it and then do become one of our clients because they took some suggestion from us and started growing on social media and then in return grew their revenue and then needed someone professional to come in and take them to the next level? Yes. But also what brings me joy and fulfillment and happiness is teaching, coaching, teaching from experience, helping people understand a concept, breaking things down. That's what I truly enjoy. And so whether I have 3 views or 3 million views, it brings me joy and satisfaction and fulfillment to be able to put some of the things that I know out into the universe, so that way hopefully I'm helpful to even a handful of people. Very genuine. I think that there is the biggest roadblock that I typically see with most businesses is, and I want to stress this at the end of this, is that we just get stuck in like the I want to or the good intentions, and we never get to the actual execution. And in reality is like we say we don't have time or we're too busy doing other things. And some of those reasons are very legitimate. And then sometimes those reasons are actually excuses. It means that the thing is not important enough to us to gain priority. And so I want to encourage you, and I'm going to say all of this with a huge like asterisk, as I said from the very beginning of the video, is like measure your expectations with reality. Is you cannot expect that your business, just by simply posting 2 or 3 reels a week because this guy on the internet said that's what I needed to do, you cannot expect your business to go from this to this overnight because I posted 3 reels on the internet. Is that we have had people go through classes and through trainings and be like, so I took your advice and, I've been posting, really the only time I have is to post like once a week. And so I try to post like 2 or 3 reels, but, I really only did 1. And, I'm just not seeing this. I'm not seeing this bump or increase or reason for me to keep doing this. I don't think it's effective. And so I'm just going to stop. And the reality is it's the same clients that we have these conversations with that say, I want to spend $100 a month in ad spend, and I want to reach the entire Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, or the entire Orlando, Florida Metroplex. The expectation versus reality there is so far apart that they're never going to be happy. They have unrealistic expectations. If every single business on the planet could grow by 10% or 20% by investing $100 a month in, say, Meta ads or Google ads, every single business would be doing it. And the reality is like they're not. They're not. Our most local, when I say most local, they have like a 5-mile maybe radius that they're targeting or that they serve. That is their key demographic for their business. Those clients are spending $400 to $500 a month in ad spend. So you take that and go, what if I wanted to serve a 10-mile radius, a 15-mile radius, an entire metroplex, a state, a county, that kind of paints its own picture of what you would need to be spending in terms of ad spend. And every business is a little bit different. If we're talking about Google ads, keywords cost more in certain industries than they do in others. Conversions cost more than they do in some, because it's different. If I sell candy bars for $5 a piece and make $3 a candy bar, well, then my cost per click would have to be significantly lower than someone that sells a $50,000 product and makes 30 grand. Like that makes perfect sense. So I want you to measure your expectations with reality, but then also want you to measure your expectations with your input. Are you actually putting the time and effort in? Are you being consistent? Are you disciplined in doing those things? Because I promise you, and I'm not going to lie to you, why in the world would I tell people to generate content for social media and convince them that it's so important and that they need to waste their time doing it? Like, what does that do for me? It does absolutely nothing. I'm only telling you these things because I know that they can bear fruit. I know that they can accomplish what you're ultimately wanting them to accomplish. It is going to take time. It is going to take you being consistent. It's going to take you blocking out the time to record these videos and to post them. It's plain and simple. And that's the hard part. The hard part is you just doing it. because I can tell you the strategy all day long. I can also tell you exact prompts to go to any AI platform and start having a conversation with that AI platform and help you come up with the actual creation side. Documentation is a whole lot easier. You're just simply filming what's going on. But you move to the creation part, where now I need scripts and I need ideas. I could give you exact prompts, but the bottom line is, like, if I give you that now and you won't even do the documentation, why in the world would I think that you would set up a camera and actually record like 6 different scenes to create a video? Because you won't. Like, you'll have another excuse or another reason as to why you can't do those things. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to do that. Well, guess what? There's editors out there that you can hire. There's an 18-year-old kid that goes to your local high school or college that you could hire for very inexpensive to come in and just edit those videos for you. So the excuses to me are invalid. But this is what I want to see. And if you're asking me, plain and simple, what should I do that I could be able to see an increase right away from? It's exactly that. Post the reels. Document in the beginning to make it easier. Move to creation after that, but be consistent. I hope this was helpful to you guys. I am almost to our shoot that we're working on today. So I just wanted to say thank you, those of you that have tuned in, those of you that engage, those of you that subscribe. If you haven't liked or subscribed, we would love to have you stick around and see more of our content. Again, we are just here to try to be a resource to those of you that may need it, and we are here to be of service to those that may need us at that next level. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your week.